Mining Job Hunt video. Welcome to Australian Mining for New Starters, and in today's video we are going to have a look at the jobs that I've been collecting throughout the week and loading up on our Mining Jobs to Apply For page. So these are all the jobs that we think you should be applying for once you've completed the sponsors training. If you just type underground into Seek and give it a spin, you'll see all the jobs come up. We go in the underground direction, obviously, because that's where we believe the majority of the jobs are at the moment. One of the reasons that there's a lot of jobs in this area is because of what's going on with the gold price and the copper price and the nickel price. And one of the reasons, well, this is the map of Australia with all those mines on it that produce all those things. So it's all the gold mines and everything that's going into a battery. Why are we pushing you that direction and not in towards iron ore and coal? My personal opinion is that, especially with coal and iron ore, they're trying to rationalise the industry out. So if you get into it, you're probably going to make between 100 and 140,000 once you finish your traineeship, but you're not going to make much above that. They're going driverless with the driverless trucks. They're doing everything that they can to reduce their labour costs. So if we come over to the coal price, you can see why. It's $108 US, it's about $150 Australian, and the iron ore price is, roughly the same. Now, the iron ore price, at that price, they're still making really good money, and we've talked about it before if you've been following the channel. Everybody's expecting that iron ore price to settle between $80 and about $120 a tonne, which means everybody's still making lots of money with the driverless trucks. However, with the coal price, the lower it goes to that $100 US mark, the more mines around the country get iffy, just because they've got to export everything. They're competing against other coal mines around the world that are normally located right near the power station that they're throwing the coal into. So that's why some of these mines are going to become iffy over the next 12 to 18 months, unfortunately. So if we go back to Seek, and like I said, we've typed underground in, you'll see all the jobs come up. There's lots of them. And this is a big one with the assessment centre that they've got going at the moment. A lot of people are putting assessment centres out. Why are they putting assessment centres out? Because there's no way to actually talk to anybody about the jobs, because they're really, all the crew jobs that you're going for, so the nipper and truck driver, they're unique jobs. There's no direct transferable skills. There's a few indirect transferable skills, but there aren't any direct transferable skills. So actually knowing how the mine works is a skill that the employer needs, and that's overlooked by just about everybody that tries to get into mining these days. The whole reason that they have these assessment centres is because they can't ask you the mining questions. When they can talk to you about how the mine works and they can gauge whether you know what's going on or not, it's a completely different kettle of fish. We've had a few people over the years go to these assessment centres. They're more popular now, like I said, because it costs the employers a lot of money. If you've been following the channel, you'll know I've talked about how much it costs the employers to hire each person. It's normally between $20,000 and $30,000 per person, and when you're getting more than 50% failure rate, it becomes really expensive really quickly. That's why they're doing these assessment centres. It's about trying to pick people that are going to succeed and minimise their costs. And the best way to show them that you're going to succeed is to be able to talk to them about how the mine works. I just want to tell a quick story about one of the guys that went to an assessment centre. I believe it was a Barminco one about 18 months ago, and it was on a Friday. He ended up getting there early, having a coffee and a smoke out the front, and one of the bosses came out and had a smoke and a coffee with him, and they talked for about 15 minutes. And when he came home, he gave me a call, and he basically said, I think I've stuffed it. I don't think I got the job. And he explained to me that, he had the coffee with the person out the front, and they talked about mining for about 15 minutes. And then they went inside, and pretty much everybody ignored him for the rest of the day. Nobody, he went and did the interview, which was short and it was direct, and they didn't ask him many mining questions. And he really did think that he stuffed it. Next thing you know, fast forward to Monday morning, about 11 o'clock, I get this excited phone call from him saying he's just been offered the job, and it turns out that the guy that he was talking to out the front while he was having his coffee and his smoke was one of the big bosses that was doing the hiring and had decided on the spot out there that he was going to hire him. So for the rest of the day, he had already been in the hiring box, and that's why he didn't get any attention, because they moved on to looking for who else they were going to get. So the point of the story is, the reason that he got the job straight away and the boss decided, yes, I'm going to take you, is because he was able to have a conversation with them about how the mine worked. And the fact that you've got no practical skills, that's the easy bit. The problem that all the employers have, and it's all of them, it's not just one of them, it's all of them, is that it's easy to teach you how to drive the underground truck. It's a lot harder to teach you everything that you need to know so they can leave you alone in the truck to drive the truck by yourself. And that's what everybody struggles with. So if you can sort that out for yourself already before you go, you're in with a huge chance of getting into the industry. And there's heaps of jobs all over the country. You just have to look. There's gold fields in here in WA are looking. There's new to industry in South Australia here for truck drivers and nippers. West Gold have got 2 job ads going. Barminco have got one for experienced underground truck drivers, which they're not probably going to get many people apply to that. Because anybody with 6 months or 12 months truck driving experience wants to get onto service crew. And why do they want to get onto service crew? Because it pays more money. You can come over here to the sponsors website, and you'll see in this column, New Starters, there's a lot of good information about how it all works. There's some good information about autonomous trucks in mining and how that works, and why we still need bums in seats underground, but all the iron ore and the strip mines in the coal and the iron ore, they can use the autonomous trucks. So it goes into all that. Pay rates and rosters, so it talks about what you're going to earn and where and all that sort of stuff, because there's a real long-term career there and the money's going up. Whereas in coal and iron ore, from everything that I see, the money's become really stagnant, and a lot of the traineeships, and I've talked to a lot of people in the last couple of weeks that are doing some of these traineeships that are not happy at all, because it's a bit different than what they were told going in. The actual cash in the hand component is a lot less than what they thought it was going to be, and when they finish it, it's going to be a lot less cash than they thought it was going to be as well. So if you're getting into mining to make money, the 2 places that you can make money are in hard rock underground and surface exploration. Everywhere else, they're trying to screw the wages down, unfortunately. So these are where all the jobs are that we loaded up over the week. Once you've done the training, and we're talking about the intro to underground mining or the DIY package, it teaches you everything that they want you to know, so you can hold that conversation with the foreman in the interview, so you can impress on these days, these assessment days. They take Afterpay and Zip and all that sort of stuff. If you want some help and you want some hands-on help, they do a work-ready package where you get a shift boss to help you, so you can get somebody like myself with a lot of experience to walk you through the process of getting yourself a job, which helps a lot of people. You can jump over to our Wall of Fame page to see all the people that have gotten jobs using the training. There's videos people have sent in, there's emails. If you read through, they all say the same thing. The reason they got the job was because they were able to talk to the foreman or the project manager in the interview about how the mine worked. So it showed the foreman that they could be thrown in the deep end. What you're trying to do is turn yourself into low-hanging fruit. If you can make it easy for the foreman or the project manager to have an easy win, that's what you want to do. And by educating yourself to how it all works, it's the easiest way to make yourself attractive to these employers. And like I said, it's the whole reason that they're holding these days, because Barminco are looking for expressions of interest to relocate to WA, because they've been pouring people through their mine sites here in WA for the last 4 years, and it's not stopping anytime soon, because like I said, everybody's stuck with the same problem. It's really easy to teach somebody how to drive the truck, not so easy to teach them enough about how the mine works so they can leave them alone to drive the truck by themselves. Doing the training fixes that. It allows the employer to ask you the questions, and it allows you to follow. You should be able to follow the morning meeting from day one when you've done the training. And typically, to give you an idea, most people that go in green, it takes 6 to 8 weeks before they can follow the morning meeting. And so that gives you some idea of how far you would be ahead of everybody else, and why employers interview people that have done the training, and why it gives you a huge advantage. So I hope you found that information helpful. Like I said, all the jobs that we load up regularly, I pretty much do it every day now. We load up on the Mining Jobs to Apply For page. We've gone away from the longer form format with the videos. I don't have time anymore to do the longer formats, unfortunately, with the family. So I'm still trying to give you the same information and just talk to people more directly about what's going on in the industry. So I hope you found that information helpful. And if you've got any more questions about the industry, or you want to know anything, feel free to get in contact. And if you could share this video around and like and subscribe the channel. Thanks.